Well, yeah. hmm I thought I'd start looking in the index today. Yes. See, I had mentioned yesterday that I didn't want to spend my life having you say I'm incompetent because you refuse to admit the evidence. Yeah. And it really did upset me that a lot of persons in law enforcement, they know about the false arrest. Yeah. False imprisonment, the fraudulent mental health evaluations when I wasn't in Swim and I wasn't in Jefferson County. And then getting arrested all these different times for the fraud of the protection order. Yeah. Now, there's a concern that quite possibly you might not appreciate exactly where you work at. Because as a judge, of course, you think that you own the building. Maybe a police officer thinks that they own the building. Yeah. The sheriff's department, you obviously think that you own that building right now. You just couldn't accept the fact that you're employees of the government and your job is to exonerate the innocent when you have the evidence. Now I'm sitting here today because somebody decided they weren't going to do that. That's upsetting to me. I really think you should get the evidence, prove my innocence. And I did misspell the word prove. It's Prove. Yes. Proof is burden of proof. Yep. Now, there is a little concern that I have about the buildings that you're working in. Yeah. Could have a large amount of asbestos in there. Well, it's called fireproofing. Yes. And fireproofing is very important. See how they spell the word proofing? Yes. Is to prove that it's fireproof. Yeah. And the method of rendering normally combustible materials less inflammable. Yes. Asbestos. Yep. Mica. Now, I had mentioned that I had redesigned the fire sprinkler systems for most industrial purposes. Yeah. There's no reason to keep all that water in there. You could pressurize them using air. Yeah. And these are one of the innovations that I'd like to patent, get a trademark on. Yes. And sell to each and every building that the employees of the city, the county, the state, the tribal governments, and the federal government where they work at. Now, if you could just get me your fire alarm systems, pooch. Well, I'm going to need the fire alarm. See, you're really causing me, yes, to cause a fire that's going to set off every alarm. So, if you could go through the individual cities, yeah, the individuals that are employed there that are oaths of office, yeah, and then the county, yeah. If you could go through each and every county, the individual buildings, yes. And then there's the tribal governments. They have signed agreements that they would support the contract, the Constitution, as well as the defend the Constitution. They have oaths of office, the individual reservations. Yeah. Then there are the states. Obviously, I explained to you yesterday about lobbying and the influence that lobbyists have on state legislatures as well as the executive branch. Yeah. And then there's the federal government, the employees that work there. Yeah. Lobbyists seem to have a lot of influence, and when you obstruct me from participating in the making of any laws in this nation, yes, I can't vote because you said I was crazy. I can't run for office. I can't raise any funds as a candidate for office because of your refusal to exonerate me. Mhm. And then, of course, you're obstructing me from having any money. Yeah. Because of you, well, obviously, I'm sitting here because you didn't want to prove, yeah, that I'm innocent. So I'm going to need the fire alarm systems in each and every federal, state, city, county, town, and tribal government building. Yes. I'm going to be providing all your alarm systems As much as you say that I'm not, I'm actually going to be. You're going to pay. Now I'm going to need the bills. Yes. hmm For all of the emergency services fire alarms. Yeah. Because I'm going to sue you. Pooch. And it's probably going to be 2 to 3 times the amount you've been paying. Because I know when I innovate a new kind of sprinkler system, yes, that doesn't have all that water in it. No, you only need the water when there's a fire. That's right. That can produce approximately 10 times the amount of water when there is a fire. Yes, it does. That is pressurized using air instead of water. Yes. And you sat there every day. Now you're going to pay me for your fire alarm systems. So why don't you go ahead, give me the fire alarms? You're going to find that every city in the United States is going to end up paying a lot more.